Hello, everybody. How are we doing today? Welcome, everybody, to the stream. I'm so happy that each one of you guys can be here for Wild Wednesdays. It's good. It's good to be here. As you can see, I am surrounded by two handsome fellows. We don't have the backdrop but from before, but we do have a pretty special backdrop today. I got some of our art from the studio, and it looks pretty fine, if I do say so myself. So all praise be to Horatio. Anyways, how does the audio sound, guys? Can we do a little mic check? I am not able to use my beauteous microphone right now because it is currently, well, the mixer for this microphone is currently being used because we're going to be having a release party tonight for the studio, which is really fun. And yeah, hard to recognize me without the mask. Yes, I know this mustache and goatee is quite different than what you're used to. It actually sounds nice. Okay, cool. I was a little worried. So yeah, I'm using just my headset from work. So hopefully it's not too crazy bad. But anyways, yeah, like we said last week, today we're going to be playing a little bit of Love Thyself, the Horatio graphic novel story thing. I've never played it before, so there's a lot to figure out. And yeah, I hope you guys are excited for it. I'm very excited to play it, so it's gonna be pretty awesome, I think. Especially having no prior knowledge of this game. So, but yeah, heck yeah, we have a perfect background for today's stream. Hello, Meyer Denlefou. Welcome into the stream. Welcome to all the new people that have been here. We have a couple of first-time chatters. Rebecca Lee, 92F. We got Samino, got Tehran, Nareth Arakian. No Twitch drops today, by the way, since we're playing a different game. But the Thursday stream will still be a Humankind stream, so if you guys are looking to get some Persona drops, stop by tomorrow's stream as well, and you guys can have access to those Twitch drops, which will be very, very exciting. I'm Explosive Cat. I'm very new here at Amplitude Studios, so that's why I haven't been able to play the games, all of them yet. But I'm trying to get through them, and that's part of the fun of Wild Wednesdays is that I actually get to play some of the games that I haven't played yet. We also have Wolfyan, Juna ID, and somebody named 1 with a lot of underscores and a 9. All right. Well, let me get this game started up real quick here. It has a very awesome soundtrack that I've been experiencing. Ooh. Been experiencing a little bit of it. Welcome to the family. Thank you so much, Lil Craig. I appreciate that. On stream, that is. Okay, Nareth. But yeah, that's kind of my idea here with these Wild Wednesdays, is that I want to play a lot of the Amplitude Studio titles on stream, ones that maybe you guys haven't seen in a while, and then even some of the Sega games, since we're part of the Sega family. I would love to play some Sega games. I actually just got the key today, and my Steam library went from like this many games to like this many games, because I just got access to all of the like Sega titles, so pretty cool. I'm excited to pick a game for next week. I haven't done it yet. I actually was off on Monday, which was nice. I got to spend a little day with my wife. It was good times. Hope you guys have had a good weekend, and since we haven't seen you since Thursday. But yes, you can get all the Personas on tomorrow's stream. Silver, yes. Humankind tomorrow drops. Will be enabled still. Love the artwork behind you. Thanks, Dr. Scottnick. Yeah, I feel like I should get these up a little bit closer so you guys can see them. Of course, Silver. So yeah, we got a distinguished gentleman over here. He's got his lovely rapier and armor. Super cool. I don't even know who designed this. Like, who's the artist behind this? I kind of just asked kind of just asked one of our devs. I was like, hey, like, do we have any Horatio art? And lo and behold, he pops out 2 awesome Horatio art pieces. Like, look at that. That's intense. It's freaking it's freaking cool. So yeah, we're just gonna have Horatio and Horatio in the background for today as we get into this. But yeah, let's flip and hop right into it, guys. You saw me this morning. Okay, really? Wait, you saw me this morning. You were sneaky though. Okay, I didn't see you, Saikana. Dr. Skoltnik, how are you doing today? Surely play a Yakuza game. I have access to the Yakuza games now. That's actually a great question. If you guys have any suggestions of any Sega games that you would like me to play on Wild Wednesdays, just let me know in the chat. Just say something like, hey, I think you should play this game. And I will attempt to listen. Where's my mouse? I can see it on this screen, which is weird. Okay, let's hit start. It is impossible to dissociate my story from that of Horatio, the first of our name. Interesting. Hold up, my captions aren't working, are they? Captions? Hello, captions? Okay, they are working. That's amazing, I want one, yeah. We need to have Horatio merch, guys. Yeah, I think the captions are going to be not stuck anymore. Oh, I need to click? Okay, there we go. The first beings to travel widely between the stars were known as the Endless. We know of no earlier form of intelligent life that moved between galaxies. Their history is glorious, but above all, tragic. Though they unlocked the secrets of time, space, the stars, and life itself, they were unable to master their own internal conflicts. We did have Horatio socks at one point? Interesting. What is my role at Amplitude? First time being able to tune into your guys' streams. Yeah, so Dr. Skoltnik and anybody else that's wondering, my name is Jordan, and if you'd like to get to know more about me, I'm over on Twitter. But just as a short answer, I am the new social media and streaming specialist here at Amplitude Studios. So if you guys are interacting with us on Twitter or Instagram, any of the social channels like that, that's probably me. So say hi. Nice to meet you guys. It's very good to be here. Yeah, for any of you that don't know me yet, I'm Jordan. I am from Oregon in the United States, and I've been living here in Paris with my wife for about 1.5 years, which has been an excellent adventure. It's been a very cool opportunity to be here, even though the first year of my sojourn here in Paris has been mostly inside due to COVID. But it has been really fantastic, and I've been enjoying myself traveling around Europe and mostly just having a good time. But it's fantastic being able to be here at Amplitude, and starting this job has been so crazy awesome. The team here at Amplitude is so nice. They're so friendly, and they've been really just welcoming to me. And my French isn't amazing, and so everybody's been super nice trying to speak English to me too. So. I'm part of Oregon. My girl was born in Medford. Ah, very cool. I am from the Valley in Oregon. If you know a town called Corvallis or Albany, those are some of the towns right next to where I was born. Subtitles made that sodium, so much sodium. Oh no, what did I say? Sometimes the subtitles do their best, and sometimes they do their worst. But yeah, congrats on getting such an exciting job. Hey, nice. I appreciate that, Dr. Skoltnik. It is honestly a dream job for me. I love being here, and it feels really awesome to be able to do what I love doing for my job. I get home pretty much every day from work, and my wife's just like, you look so happy. And it's because I love what I do. In fact, on my day off, sojourn. Come on, captions. You can say sojourn. They did it, guys. Oh gosh. But yeah, it's really awesome. Extra free entertainment, those captions. Heck yeah. They're aimed to be an awesome accessibility feature for people that can't hear or that are busy and are just trying to watch it and read it. But yeah. The rest of the French country is also interesting to discover. Cantonance. Nantes. Nantes. Time to move to Paris real quick. Heck yeah. Oh gosh. Beer is really awesome. The captions are on a roll. I think it's probably the microphone, guys. So you're gonna have to forgive the captions. All right, I'm gonna keep on reading, guys. What remains now of the Endless are strange, disjointed traces in the forms of seeds, of observations, of experiments, of cities and worlds, and perhaps, though not all of this is clear or verifiable, in the forms of other peoples. Many starfaring civilizations have since risen to the fore. Some have fallen as well. Events in recent history have led to an explosion in the number of players on the galactic scene. I heard players and I was thinking to myself, like, oh, like, you're talking about game players? I think they mean, like, influential people in this regard. I'm so used to captions, good and bad, I barely notice. Yeah. Interesting. One of these, undoubtedly a major one, is Horatio. Once upon a time, Horatio was just a man, a simple trillionaire. Ah, casual. Casual money is casual. One night a vision came to him in the shape of a dream. It was the vision of an empire and eternal life. He left everything behind, venturing through the stars. Over the ages, he discovered many of the mysteries left by the Endless, and his knowledge and power grew. He created his first sons and willed his empire into existence, a beacon of all that is brilliant and beautiful. Now the empire of Horatio flourishes, and Horatio himself is immortal, with the power to rival that of the Endless themselves. I was actually reading up on some of the lore about the Endless universe. For those of you that weren't here last Thursday's stream, I actually had an idea about doing a Dungeons and Dragons campaign. It's set in the Endless universe, and I'm just kind of like learning these things as I go, and the Endless universe is so rich, and the lore and the races and the history are all so very cool. I think it's really awesome. I was reading about how Horatio came to be immortal, and it had to do with like exposure to dust or whatever, and it was super cool. You'd play. Saikana, would you actually be a part of our team, our squad? What do you call that in Dungeons and Dragons? I'm not a Dungeons and Dragons pro. I've never actually played a campaign before, but team, squad? Party. It's party, isn't it? I think it's party. Will you be a part of our party? Adventuring party? Yeah. I need to pick up the D&D books and then Shanghai Jeff into DMing. Yes, I actually talked to Jeff today about it, and he thought it was a fantastic idea, so... Anyways. Now the empire of Horatio flourishes, and Horatio himself is immortal, with the power to rival that of the Endless themselves. Some say that they were living gods. They're dead now, though, while we thrive through our brother, our god, Horatio. Oh, we get some decisions here. We can go towards the light or stay in the dream a bit longer. I didn't realize that this was like a choose-your-own-adventure. What do you think we should do, guys? Stay in the dream or go towards the light? If you guys want to participate in chat, just post or type whatever you want us to do, and whichever one I see more often, I'll choose that one, all right? I need to pick up the D&D books and then Shanghai Jeff into DMing. Yeah, there's books actually for D&D. That's interesting. Are they like rule books or? That's very cool. Stay in the dream, light dream. Yes. It is the only choose your own adventure that matters. Which of these identical clones do you want to date? All right. Interesting. Okay, so I see 2 stay in the dreams and then a bunch of yeses. I'm not sure. Let's stay in the dream, yeah? Okay. Oh, I'm covering up the UI. Do we need to move my face a little bit? Should we be up at the top? Whee! Maybe we can be up at the top. And then we'll move the letters up here. There we go. We went for a little ride there. I hear a beautiful song. I don't want to wake up just yet. Do we get to listen to a song? Oh, okay. Apparently that decision didn't make very much of a difference. I guess we'll go towards the light now. I think I hear somebody. Or someone, excuse me. A lab technician. All the clones in this batch are to be decanted today. I know this is earlier than the original schedule planned for, but the schedule didn't plan for 2 patrol squads in the heartland of the Empire to go missing within a month. Just follow my lead and the procedure will be fine. If you do well today, you might be promoted to Junior Lab Technician earlier than expected. What a promotion. Junior Lab Technician, oh gosh. You might be better with the camera in the lower left or right, yeah? You think so? Oh dang, it's on his face, isn't it? Look at that. Whee! I'll go down here. We'll find a place that works out. How about that? Does that look good? My face is covering his perfect face. Oh no! I'm so ashamed, Horatio. My bad. Alright, hopefully that works out there. Okay. Assistant lab technician. That would be amazing, sir. Don't interrupt. Most of the process is automated, but contrarily to some of the clone hatching sequences you've seen in class, final steps are still done by hand. There are procedures for which a computer cannot be trusted, and you have to rely on steady Horatio judgment. Back to our specimens. You will handle clone births A through L. I'll do the other row. Pick one and get to work. A little text will be cut off, but not too much, I think. Okay. I mean, I can move myself over a little bit more, but I'm not too much. Can you hear me? One moment I'm asleep, and the next I'm alive. My eyes struggle to adjust to the brightness of the room. It slowly comes into focus. There's a man in white and blue uniform bent over me with a bald, elongated head and a look of concern on his face. Hello? Ah, you're awake. Great. I have a couple of questions for you. He shoves the small holopad he's holding in my face. It's very bright and I recoil slightly, groaning something. He starts flipping through the pages when the other voice calls out. Come over, please. I need your help. The man looks for a place to put down the holopad, then realizes his outfit doesn't have pockets big enough to accommodate it. Dang small pockets. Hey, La Pedre! Welcome to the stream. How are you doing today? When it said hatching, the ing was covered, so it wasn't much. Okay. Not too bad then. Let's go. Turgus FO7. I'm talking to you. Get moving. Wait, do they have names, actually? Are they not all called just Horatio? Thank you, Horatio. Yes, of course, Horatio, you know. I guess they have names. Yes, sir, coming. He looks down at me and ends up putting the tablet down next to me. I'll be back. Okay, Turgus. He trots away and out of sight. I struggle to prop myself up on one elbow so I can keep watching him. He stops at a platform some distance away on which lies a naked man. Another uniformed man is standing nearby, looking at the side panel next to the platform. They don't just have names, there's a whole naming convention. Interesting. Very cool. All three of them look exactly alike. Brothers? Horatio is so confused why these people all look the same. How can I help, sir? The uniformed man points at the naked form in front of him. This clone is faulty. The lights are on, but it seems nobody's home. I try to make sense of all this. These people are clones of one another? What do you mean, sir? Well, it's obvious, isn't it? He can hear us, but he can't respond. No, I'm in here. Something must have gone wrong during the process. On the outside, he's fine, but his motor and educational imprinting is flawed. The result is this useless hulk. What good is it being beautiful if you can't make everyone proud? Dang, lab technician. Seems like if a Horatio wanted to be subversive, it wouldn't be difficult to impersonate one. Yeah. The cloning vats are near perfect, but every once in a while, some other part of the pipeline produces a disgusting abnormality. Let's us take care of him and chalk him up to as a total loss. What do you need me to do? Simple. Take his legs. Oh no. The man called Turgus FO7 grabs the unmoving clone by the ankles and looks at the other clone. The latter has passed his hands under the clone's arms and pulls him off the platform with a grunt. Dang. We'll put the body in the recycling chute. This way we get the nutrients back. Think of it as his way of contributing. Both of them tug and pull haphazardly, and before long they're panting. We can't afford to show weakness at this time, or ever. Everything and everyone is perfect and beautiful in the Horatio Empire. Oh yes, pretty sure that backstabbing somebody and replacing them is normal in Horatio society, and nobody says anything because they're already planning to do the same. Dang! That'd be pretty crazy, though. It's everyone's citizens' final duty to go into the tanks to become one with the people. Hey, how are you doing, Bachhoffel? It's good seeing you here today. It's a kindness we're doing to him when you think about it. I watch as they come near and realize that there are about a dozen other men on the platforms. All of them are in various states of lying down or sitting up, looking at the grotesque scene with mild interest. Every single one of them is a carbon copy of the trio in front of us. I catch my reflection in the surface, and suddenly I realize I too am one of them. A clone of them. A Horatio. Is it a good thing we caught this now, so we can fix it before the ceremony? Our record needs to be perfect. It seems so false, right? It seems like they're keeping up the appearance of being perfect, but they actually aren't. Like, you know, there's errors that are happening. Just managed to squeeze in a day full of meetings. Thank you so much for being here. It's good to have you guys here on Wild Wednesdays. It's just lip service. Yeah, I got that. I think that's what it is, Lyle. Otherwise, we'll end up at a backwater station decanting only he knows what. This is a small blessing, really. For you and me, I mean, not for him, not so much. The trio passes in front of me, and for a moment, my eyes lock into those of the faulty clone. Far from being dead inside, I can see fear radiating from him. He knows he's going to be killed off because he's imperfect. I sit up and try and figure out what these tests are about. I don't want to follow this guy into the recycling chute. Every time I think about what a memory test entails, I come up with a blank. I think that's the issue right here. My body's functional, I can understand what people are saying and think, but there's nothing of the memory implants they mentioned. I'm a blank slate. Prop him up while I open the chute. Dang, so we're a faulty Horatio? Just call me LK. You got it, LK. Are you suggesting imperfection with Horatio? How dare you? I do dare. Insert Nick Cage. You don't say. Alright, I gotta do something about this. I turn around to look at the clone next to me, who is gazing about with an air of studied enchantment, detachment. Our eyes lock and his expression shifts to a scowl. I haven't done anything to deserve it, although I've been fidgeting on my platform. What are you looking at, substrate? Substrate? What the heck does that mean? How very, sir. I rummaged for a good comeback. All of these guys seem to hold perfection in the highest regard, in very high regard. I know what'll shut him right up. Ooh, dang. Should we call him ugly? Or should we just wonder whose clone you are? Surely you can't be one of us. Ayo. How sassy should we be to this clone that was giving us a lip? I think we should be pretty sassy. Let's see here. I don't know. What do you guys think? I think we call him ugly, personally. I think that sounds like a great insult. Clone woke up and chose violence. Yeah, seriously. Let's go with ugly. I'm gonna call him ugly. You're ugly. He goes pale with anger and mutters something in response. I realize we seem to be easily provoked, and causing a scene might just be my way out. I pull my legs off the platform to do just that when I catch something about to fall off. It's the holopad Turgus F07 has left by my side. Maybe there's some information in there that can help me cheat my way through the test instead. What should I do? Ooh, okay. Substrate. Biology, the base or material on which non-motile organisms lives or grows. Oh, okay. Interesting. I like it. Thank you, LK. We can provoke a fight as a distraction or look for information to cheat on the test. Fight. No time to investigate. I put the holopad down on the platform, hop off, and throw myself at my neighbor, screaming. What did you just say to me? Oh shoot, we punched him. He's taken aback by my sudden outburst, and I land a beautiful first slap that almost throws him off the platform. He was basically calling him fodder. Ah, okay. Makes sense. Thank you, Iron Jinja Ninja. Oh my gosh, do we have another Jinja Ninja in the stream? It's good to see you here. Welcome. That must have been a glorious slap. I try to shove him onto the ground. He grabs me by the head, which is surprisingly effective. And we both fall into the floor with a crash. We start swiping at each other with our eyes closed, grimacing and trying to protect our face from the blows because we're so beautiful. The other clones are coming around us and are chanting, "Fight, fight, fight." Others are saying things like, "Punch his ugly face," and "Show him who's got the best genes." We're not hurting each other much, but it gets tiring quickly. Thankfully, the lab technicians arrive and separate us. We're both panting and sweaty, which is unpleasant to me, but it seems to be absolutely awful for the other guy. I win this round. Oh gosh. What did you call me, Substrate? I'll let you know I graduated first in Clone Gorilla School. Oh gosh. This game is already great. That's enough, you two. You're going to mess up your pretty faces. Who'll even look at you after that, huh? What have you been fighting for? This is do or die. My opponent looks defiantly around and spits out. He was looking funny at one of his betters. I told him to back off. He called me a substrate. I clearly have the better genes. The lab technician in charge looks at Turgus FO7 and snickers. Sort these idiots out. I'm going to let Indoctrination know we've got a feisty bunch. I thought they all just came out of clone vats. How are they already wearing jeans? We're not, I don't think. These are the technicians. So this guy is the leader, the lab technician, and this is like a helper dude. He's the assistant technician, but he might get promoted because this is a rush job or something. I don't know. Turgus FO7 sighs and pinches the bridge of his nose. Okay. Everyone line up against that wall. We'll do a quick assessment and you'll be on your way. You two idiots sit in the idiot corner over here until we're done. You're clearly functioning, and you seem to have the exact amount of jealousy that you need. You should probably be tested for stupidity down the line. I'm sure you'll make a great first impression in indoctrination. Gosh. I thought they all just came out of clone vats, yeah. So I think that's us in the background, but I think this is actually a POV type of thing where we're like looking out. I'm not sure though. I'm doing my best to mimic his expression, but I'm secretly relieved. We passed the test. I sit in silence, my blood pumping in my ears, waiting until the testing is done, and we're called away. Sometime later, the assistant comes back. Thank you for waiting. I'm going to ask you to please head to wardrobe in the next room over, where you'll find your station uniform. Anyone will do, they're all the same size, obviously. After that, you'll be directed towards indoctrination. This will be followed by dinner, orientation, and you'll be shown to your quarters. Now this way, please. Love the color scheme. Yeah, purple's my favorite color. And so this is a vibe for sure. The door to the next room opens and we step inside. Ooh, new background. I try to put a few people between me and my neighbor from the lab. There's a few tables at the far end of the room. Uniforms are neatly stacked and folded next to one another. We look at one another uneasily until someone steps forward and grabs the uniform, looks at it warily, and puts it on. 'Cause we're naked. We follow suit. It's some sort of green jumpsuit with 2 deep pockets. It closes with a simple zipper in the front. The uniform is pretty snug fit, and the fabric seems sturdy, yet comfortable. I notice there are pairs of light boots under the table, so I take a pair. They're a bit tight. I put my hands in my pockets and look around me, waiting for what's next. The wait doesn't last. After a minute, another door opens. The assistant from before is holding his holopad and peers inside. Don't worry, it's nothing I haven't seen before. The past 5 minutes. The swimsuit scene, oh no. Purple is 100% the best. Heck yeah, Jinja Ninja. Heck yeah. Okay, well, normally there's somebody else to show you the way to indoctrinate. Wow, I can't speak right now. Water break? We're a bit short-staffed at the moment, apparently. There's a grumble from my neighbors at this lack of decorum. How dare they? I can't believe this, coming from a Horatio. I've lit up a path on the hollow screens. It will guide you there. Just proceed down the hallway to the concourse and follow instructions. Sorry about that. Stay hydrated, my friends. Heck yeah. I shuffle out of the room and hesitantly walk down the hallway, hoping that I won't get lost. The others are following me, although at a distance, and no one seeming to want to take the initiative. They seem to be familiar with our surroundings, but not with the layout of the station. At least none of us has to pretend. Not me. Couldn't be me. I think no one wants to be the one going down the wrong way and making a mistake in front of the others. Makes sense. I've seen crossroads twice and stuck to the path indicated by an arrow on the wall screens. So far, so good. I keep walking. The others follow. Eventually, I hear a murmur in the distance, which grows to a distinct noise as I draw nearer. Ooh. I see some bright lights in the distance and a much more colorful environment. I step out onto the plaza, a cathedral of green and gold. There are columns and glass everywhere, with manicured trees and shrubs in every corner, and overhead an immense glass canopy. This must be the concourse. There are lots of other people here, all wearing the same jumpsuits as we are. Probably fresh new clones, just like us. Even my jaded brethren around me are all murmuring among themselves in tones of wonder and amazement, as if talking out loud might make the wanderers fade away. This way, please. The voice cuts through the noise effortlessly, and in a moment, the conversations go quiet. A Horatio has appeared on an immense hollow screen, inviting us to move along. There are more hollow projections in the hallways leading to... what was it? Indoctrination? Indoc. They're just furniture. Oh gosh, that sounds unpleasant. Nonetheless, I follow the crowd. We meander through the corridors for a couple of minutes before we reach our destination. This is a huge room covered in rich materials, from the deep carpeting in the middle of the room to the paneled walls. There are long rows of wide, comfortable-looking seats, all facing a wall covered with an immense hollow screen. Low columns form arcades and run along the walls of the room. It's beautiful. A Horatio in a red suit is standing with arms crossed, although they're behind his back, on a low podium in front of the hollow screen. He has the look of studied annoyance on his face. Once all of us are inside the room, he speaks up. May I have your attention, please? The crowd falls silent. His voice carries across the room, and even from somewhere near the entrance, I can easily hear him. Please take a seat. Go all the way through the row. Don't just hog the center seats. You'll hear me just fine from the sides as well. There is a bit of a rush forward from the new clones to do exactly the opposite of that. Soon enough, a cluster of Horatios are sitting in the prime seats and preventing the rest of the file from moving along. Oh, for his sakes! Go around the audience and find a seat from the other side and occupy the back and side seats if necessary. Cross behind his back. Yeah, seriously, Faye. What did you study in university? Annoyance! I studied annoyance. I think I'm peeking into the red. Let's turn down the microphone a little bit. Don't want to peek. I position myself carefully in a spot in the back. I'd rather watch what's happening and do my best to blend in. The Horatio in the red outfit seems about to continue when another moves in front of the shadowy arcades to the side of the room and climbs the steps to the podium. Green Horatio. His feet echo softly on the green marble tiles. The red Horatio closes his mouth and deflates a bit. The other one is moving pretty slowly, and from the envious looks of my closest neighbors, I can only imagine that it's on purpose. He dismisses Red with a casual gesture and gesture of the hand and a smile. Red Horatio leaves the stand. Is this like original Horatio, maybe? Who knows? I mean, he's a military man, basically babysitting a crush of haughty, egomaniacal trillionaire clones. He has more than studied annoyance, he's lived annoyance. So are we to assume that the memory implants or whatever have given all of the Horatios, except for us in this situation, the memories of Horatio? Like we know everything that he knows? Or is it more of like a, you know, you understand things about their culture and civilization? There's Slappy, Grumpy, Smug, and Greeny. I think Greeny is his name. With a grin, the second Horatio turns to us, his cape flowing in an emphatic demonstration that he's here and demands our attention. When he speaks, his inflections are slightly different. I surmise that he probably spends a lot of time speaking in public. Thank you, second-rate Master Sergeant Extras B12. That'll be all. To each and every one, welcome to Kappa Station, finest in the cluster. Your memory imprints do not cover the last couple of decades since the last backup was distributed among cloning facilities in this quadrant. Therefore, a lot of the information you know and all the things you know may be outdated. This is a crash course in what happened while you were sleeping. Kappa Station. Every me, not everyone, every me. Oh, that wasn't a typo? I think my brain just automatically, like, changed it or something. Every us? I don't know. Let's start with the most important thing. Etiquette and regards to my person. You may address me as third rank esteemed Grand Headmaster Radchai Eternus PO2. In settings that only comprise initiate level and above station personnel, you may simply call me Grand Headmaster or Master Eternus PO2. In public, you will always address me as Your Likeness. Your Highness. Provided that the honorifics have been properly given and received in a small setting, you may subsequently call me Sir. He pauses for a second. Now that this is covered, let us move on to secondary topics. First, your own identity. It is with a great pleasure that I deem you all initiates. More specifically, your full name will be the first level initiate Megrez, since this is the facility of origin, and then your chosen name along with your decanting birth and batch number. You are batch 21 of this administration. There's a holopad on your desk. You may use it now to approve your suggested name or pick another one. I look at the holopad resting atop the desk. The screen reads, First Level Initiate Megrez, place Holdus, F21. Their identity is the secondary topic. His is first. Exactly. Do I really want to be called by that name? Ooh. What'll it be, guys? Place Holdus, F21? Or I'm sure I can find something better. I feel like we gotta go with something better, right? I wonder what the possibilities could be. I kind of think that there's gotta be some other, like, name that we can choose later on. Maybe. we can call ourselves Kappa 2000. Alright, LK wants us to do something better, so we're gonna do that. They're the first one I saw. I rake my mind for an idea. Could I randomly type in letters? Wait, no, I'll be stuck with that. Better find something discreet, so I blend in. I press the delete button. The words enter your name appear instead. Ah, we get to choose! What's up, Chris Goes to Paris? How are you doing today? Welcome to the stream. There's only one name, Horatio. Should we do Horatio? Horatio Kappa? Ratio. All right, how should we do this? I can't think of a good way to get stream input on our name here. Maybe we could be Horational, like we're very Horational. I don't know, Horational. I don't know. Do you guys like that? We could be Tim with an end, or Otero. But are we a great wizard that they may simply call us Tim? The first letter of each. I kind of like Horational. I don't know. What was the first name that was suggested? Was Tim the first name? Tim. The name's Tim with an N. We'll go with that one, alright? The screen flashes green for a second after I hit the submit key. Okay, my name is First Level Initiate Megrez Timn with an N. F21 now. Hope it brings me luck. The Horatio on stage must have some way of checking our progress, because after a moment he continues. Horatio, no. I like it, Psychana. As initiates, you need not address Category X personnel or unsightly species you may encounter directly. You may find the closest underling to you to do that for you. Be aware that there are many new species that have been added to his glorious empire. Xenuglis. You know it's the ugly people, yes? Aside, there might be some more aliens around the station. Do not be alarmed, they should all be tamed. Generally, the rough and unwashed masses are kept away from their betters, but several client species are permanent residents aboard Kappa Station. It is entirely possible that you will come across some of their representatives over the course of the next few weeks. Should you need to communicate with them, they are familiar with our speech and will attempt to replicate it to the best of their ability. Most of the new species we have encountered have proven to be just as disappointing as we expected. He smirks. He flicks his wrist and pulls his belt buckle free. Oh, okay. I thought he was taking off his belt. I was like, oh no. Oh no, Horatio, keep the pants on. With a wave, the buckle lights up, revealing a small hollow pad. Fancy. Now for a brief overview of what has happened in the last decades. Relationships with the so-called fledgling United Empire remain very cold. Representatives from their young leader, a male human called Zelevas, have refused vassalage under the auspicious leadership of Horatio himself. Similarly, they have repelled violently several attempts at claiming outer planets for our empire. Proceed with caution. Relationships with the robotic insectoid hive known as the Cravers are still at an all-time low. They have eaten the last dozen envoys as well as the ships they came on. Will we get a Craver boyfriend? Maybe. The colony of Heka was deemed lost after we had to vitrify the surface in the year 10191 after him. Their strength would make a great addition to the Empire, but at this time we are not pursuing efforts any further. Similarly, we are currently not in speaking terms with the Sophon Republic. The diminutive know-it-alls have recently jumped the gun and seized the system of Ingress and, wait, this happened centuries ago. He flicks through several screens on his holoscreen in rapid succession. All this information is completely out of date. Who messed with the geopolitics database? Politics, excuse me. Hashtag dish Craver things. Am I surrounded by complete idiots? I swear. Never mind this. He turns off the holoscreen size and then continues. I guess I will be doing this from memory. It might be a bit patchy, something that your own memories will definitely encounter too once you start living in your body for a while. Something to do with having millennia of memories of him. Moving on, you might be wondering why so many of you are decanted at this time and for what purpose. This station is home to Horatio Academy, where the best and brightest of his siblings come across from all the Empire for further education. The best of these, in turn, get a shot at joining the other academy, led by a Vodiani male called Isander. Interesting. Surrounded by complete idiots, said the person surrounded by people virtually identical to him. Yeah. But they're all just as stuck up as him as well, I guess. Ah, the Vodiani, life-sucking ghouls who live in gigantic space arcs and prey on the defenseless souls of the brethren. Except this Isander fellow who fled them and founded the Academy, a place that has grown into immense power. They have knowledge and mastery of dust. Your purpose, if you end up among the chosen few, is to go there and acquire some of this knowledge and power, and bring it back for the glory of his empire. Finally, the why so many of you at once. Well, 2 of our exploration vessels disappeared recently. They contained the brightest minds of this generation, our best shot at getting the knowledge we're seeking. I think it's interesting that they say the brightest minds of our generation. Aren't they all supposed to be like the same? I just figure if they're all like the same, why are some of them smarter than the other ones, right? I think I named my Horatio Clone Lover Big Chungus back in the day. How did the other Horatios love me back? I never knew. I mean, Big Chungus, you know, who doesn't like Big Chungus, right? They are gone now, and just a few very short weeks before Horatio Prime himself is due to review our Academy cadets. Horatio Prime himself is coming to Kappa Station, and we have no cadets. The shame of this would bring to me and to the whole station would be unbearable. Anyway, you've got about 3 weeks to become these cadets. There will be extensive training, there will be classes, there will be etiquette courses and lessons of the latest courtly dances. There will be no failure. Not every copy comes out the same, and nature is only a part of it. Nurture and experience influence development a great deal. I mean, like in real life, yeah, but I guess, I guess they're mimicking that in this universe, which I like. So does his head. Oh gosh. There will be no failure, or else. Now if you have questions, or else you're going to the recycling chute. Keep them for your instructors tomorrow. Time for you to get sustenance and retire to your personal quarters. He turns away and walks out the same way he came in, under the arcades and out of sight. The Saturnus PO2 guy is something else. What a jackass. Guess that's how people are around here, or he has a certain allure. I think he has a certain allure, you know? If I understand him correctly, I have 3 weeks to not only pass for a normal Horatio, but to become an outstanding specimen, worthy of sending on to steal secrets from a powerful alien entity. Heck yeah, LK. Gotcha. People have already started getting up when the other ones come back. Master Sergeant something, I believe. Attention, please. You are now going to be provided with dinner. Follow me to the mess hall. Without waiting, he turns around and walks down the podium and off into the direction opposite the one we came. My brethren and I quickly follow. And now presenting to you your dinner. Be a guest. Finally, we get there. Compared to the concourse and the room we were just in, this is a rather drab place, somehow halfway between a spaceport and the hospital. It doesn't look like a place to enjoy dinner as much as a place to eat, a place to feed oneself. Some of my, I guess, classmates are already in line, and a few have already sat down to eat something I can't quite identify yet. It's a poo extruder. Looks real gross. I've decided to say classmates since I can't settle on whether we should be feeling any kinship towards one another. It does feel strange to hear brethren every other sentence, and I guess calling us cadets might be getting ahead of myself yet. The headmaster's speech didn't really help normalize this situation, really. Someone bumps into me and I realize I'm holding up the crowd. I get in line. I grab a tray and slide it onto the rail. There are some odd kitchen utensils available, but I'm not sure what purpose they serve, so I compromise by taking a spoon from the lot. Upon closer inspection, I realize it's a spork. The future looks amazing. Thanks, Taco Bell. I look up at the people serving us food. They're all Horatios too, wearing some sort of jumpsuit, and looking pretty upset to be there. One hands me a bowl of something I don't quite recognize, serving me a mean look at the same time. I appreciate your decor, Jordan. You're welcome. I had help. I didn't pick these out myself. I just asked, do we have any Horatio art? And this is what we came up with, so... Welcome into the stream, Doodle Goop. It's good having you here. I'm surprised by the direct eye contact, and before I know it, I'm saying, hello? Thank you. The Horatio lunch person is as surprised as I am and frowns before saying back, hello, enjoy your food. I've never before seen anyone so begrudging in saying a thank you. But then again, I've not seen many people. Take it easy, friend. I shuffle along and look at the contents of my bowl. It's slop. Definitely slop. I don't know what it's made of or what animal it came out of. Oh well, at least it seems hot. I grab some water and a piece of bread. No dessert options. Princely. I look around for a place to sit next to someone, hoping for a bit of, well, any kind of interaction. I sit down next to a bored-looking classmate, but after a few overtures and encouraging smiles, I give up. It's people! It's Soylent Green again! Why does everybody eat each other in the Endless universe? Last week we were playing Dungeon of the Endless, and we had an option to kill the monsters and eat them. Why? I don't get it. Oh gosh. I sit down next to a bored-looking classmate, but after a few overtures and encouraging smiles, I give up. Every me's a bit on edge, and at other tables it looks like people are focusing on the contents of their tray. Everything is meat. In the Endless universe. Gross. Ugh. I don't know about that. I don't know about that, guys. If it were me and there was a decision, I think I would have skipped the meal. The slop proves to taste just as awful as it looks. Once I'm done pushing about the last bits of food left, I stand up and go to my tray, back where I've seen others do so. A fair bunch of people have left already, and looking at their trays, it seems like I'm not the only one for whom enjoyment of our dinner was minimal. Off to the side, there was a guard ticking people off the long list and sending them down the hallway. It's that Master Sergeant dude again, I think. Some of us seems to have different face markings and uniforms, although I'm not sure what their meanings are. We lock eyes. He barks up. What's your name, first level initiate? I enunciate clearly. I am Timn with an N. F21. First level initiate Megrez Timn F21. He searches for a few moments, then finds it. Yes, Timn F21. Your living quarters are in section B8, level 9, hallway 47, door 32. It's down this way. Just follow the signs. You can't miss it. And if you do, you'll figure it out eventually. Thanks for the... Timn! With an N. I like the way he's pointing at a nondescript hallway off to the side, leading away from the concourse. I look back at the guard, but he's turned his attention to someone else. Hesitantly, I set out to find door 32. My footsteps echo softly down long, empty hallways. It takes me some time to realize I don't see anyone else, although I sometimes hear voices echoing from afar. I eventually find my way to level 9, hallway 47. It's an even quieter area of the station, which is saying something. There are small doors there, tiny affairs compared to the ones on the main concourse. Even the ceiling is much lower, about 2 meters high. The lighting is a mix of neon glare and ever-oppressive flicker of a tube that just refuses to give up the ghost. I look around me to get my bearings. It seems I'm nearly at the end of the hallway, where a bend leads to some sort of control system for life support. I guess I'm getting the finest air in the area, then. With one last look towards the map, I start down the hall. Door 1, 2, 31, 32. This should be it. I look around. Might be the finest air in the area, but oh boy, this end of the hallway looks like it hasn't seen a mop in weeks. Dang, Horatio's not cleaning up. There are strange sounds coming from the next door over, which must be the life support control room. Ominous. Is this the right place? Section B8, level 9, hallway 47, door 32. Yep, no doubt, this is me. I pull the heavy metallic door open with a groan and step inside. From my vantage point, I survey my new kingdom. From left to right, there's a tiny sink for my ablutions. A mirror that doubles as a hollow screen, a toilet with no lid, a closet, a narrow bunk with a blanket and a pillow, some almost empty shelves, and we're back to the door. Wow, sounds like prison. Oh hi, what's up, Mathaka? No, us respecting Horatio would stoop to mopping. They better stoop to mopping because they're stooping to living in a dirty environment if they don't. All in a cylinder about 2 by 4 meters. Cozy. Well, this may not be the warm embrace of a cloning birth, but it will do. At least I have the place to myself. I pulled the door closed behind me. There's a distracting buzzing sound coming from an overhead fan. The finest air, huh? I sit down on the bed and look about. It's a bit too hot in here now, and the door is closed. There are actual physical controls in the panel by the entrance, so I turn the temperature down a notch. The buzzing increases to a screech. Is something scraping on metal? There's no way I can sleep with this thing on. I turn the knob back up to its original level, and the metal screech subsides. Screw it. That'll do it for tonight. We get the sub alien species to do the mopping around here. Ablutions is essentially anything you do that washes or beautifies you. Washing your face, tweezing your eyebrows, polishing your head cones, and so on. Why does Horatio have a cone for a head? Do we know why he has an odd-shaped head? Or not a traditional human-shaped head? He used to be a human, right? I actually don't know that, so... I flop myself down on the bed, turn off the light, and pull the blankets over my head. Can't polish our head cones in public, after all. There's a sinister rumble in my belly. That doesn't bode well. Are we gonna have diarrhea? I wake up with a start. I had a strange sensation. A dream? A dream in which everyone was wearing the same face and smiled and snarled at one another in the same breath. They were all playing a part in some big play, and I seemed to be the only one not to know my lines. If my mask fell off, I died. He was born like this. Really, though, from what I was reading about the lore, it seems like he perfected himself and kind of like over time, figured out how to gain immortality, I guess. So I don't know. Peak performance. A little bit of extra space in the back for a little bit more brain. I sigh heavily and push myself off the mattress. I stagger off the bed and put my hands on each side of the sink. I look into the mirror hollow screen. The dream was real. I feel a strong urge to puke. I clench my hands on the sink until my knuckles are white as the faux porcelain and breathe as deeply as I can. Feeling passes. I open my eyes again. I notice there's a blinking icon flashing on the hollow screen. It expands when I press it until it covers half the screen. Breakfast, mess hall, classes, academy, auditorium, blah, blah, blah. Extracurriculars, specific. Dinner, mess hall, advanced classes, specific. Interesting. Breakfast is grayed out. The class is bolded. Looks like I'm late on my first day of class. Dang, we don't get breakfast? Guess I'll have to go without my extruded slop. Also, dust is a heck of a thing. Yeah, can you guys explain dust to me a little bit? I'm kind of trying to understand, like, what role dust plays. It seems like this kind of really cool, magical, but also, like, physical, like, element type thing that, like, is used as currency, but also, like, augments people or something. Think Spice from Dune, but better. Nanobots. Is it nanobots? See, I'm confused. I can't really figure it out just from the descriptions of it, but it seems like this, like, crazy, I don't know, material. Almost like an element or something. I bolt out the door and run like my life depends on it. It does. Or else we're gonna get thrown in the recycling chamber. Sorry I'm late. Mr. Eternal? Sir or Grand Headmaster? I think we do Grand Headmaster, right? He requested we call him by such. Grand Headmaster? You are late indeed, first level initiate. It seems like that the redesign of the station altered it enough that fresh initiates do not find corresponding plans in their memories. Still, the last of your classmates arrived 10 minutes ago. Have a seat. In the future, make sure you arrive on time, initiate Tim F21. I scurry back to my seat in the back. Against my better judgment, my ears and cheeks have turned a very nice shade of pink. I can hear my classmates snicker. Dust is nanomachinery, which also has huge computational powers left behind by the two endless civilizations. So it actually is nano machines. Definitely fits. Any sufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic. Yeah, I mean, like, especially since we're kind of the, like, post-civilizations from the ancient civilization that obviously had very, like, advanced technology. We're kind of the next iteration as we're going through our technological advances. Okay, they're laughing at me. It's okay. It's okay. We can be late once, but if you're late multiple times, they're gonna get you. I sink into the deep comfort of the chair and try to ignore the burning sensation. My empty stomach adds its groans to the chorus. This is just great. I turn as PO2 gestures to the holoscreen behind him. Moving on. Over the next 3 days, you will undergo an accelerated program. You would better not miss a class. Subjects covered will be, among others. He starts lifting off subjects in a rapid-fire monotone that's hard to follow. I make out a few words. History of Horatio in the last 100 years. Astrocartography, negotiation. Negotiation, is that like negotiation but with your ego? Etiquette, startup, imperialism. Dance, balleting, personal grooming, speechcraft, xenobiology, dealing with lessers, Horatiology, cooking, reception protocol, fencing, Horatio resources. Perfumes, genomic interference, hand-to-hand combat, social hygiene, sublight navigation, logistics, glorynomics, cloning 101, personal disruption, surveillance, xenopolitics, imperial maintenance, fleet maneuvers, spacecraft care 101, aerobatics, and guns. The class is just called Guns. Negotiation, but with Horatio. For a start, I frown. This sure sounds like an eclectic mix. I have a feeling that simply repeating this list will take up most of the 3 weeks at our disposal. Heyo! Get him, Horatio. I mean, Tim. We can improve him. We have the technology. We will begin with an all-time favorite, personal grooming. My classmates let out appreciative ahs and approving nods at the subject choice. Next up is a very detailed anatomical representation of Horatio. A Tyrannus PO2 begins. Melodious chimes sound off in the distance. Heads perk up and look around. Ah, the time flies when we are having fun. What? I did my best to pay attention. I did not have any fun, or I loved it. I mean, I had fun laughing about it. I'll say I loved it. It was a good time. Truly, there will be so much more to say. There is a lot more course material. We will get to some of it later, but for now, it's time for you to get to lunch. This afternoon, you'll be assigned to your first extracurricular activities. They will be assigned to you based on personal affinities. I will see you all. He pauses for a dramatic effect. Tomorrow. Same place, same time. Don't be late. A passing glance in my direction is all the confirmation I need. I look away with a detached air and avoid making eye contact. We're back in the mess hall, and it seems Slop is back as well. I sigh. I can't tell I've had better, because obviously I'm pretty sure these aren't fine foods that we're supposed to be enjoying. Faces around me are a mix of resignation and grumpiness, confirming my hunch. Ain't no one liking the grub here. I shuffle along the line with my tray. The same Horatio I saw yesterday hands me a bowl of the same slop. I sigh again. The Horatio lunch person hears it, and his expression changes. Hey, you think this is enjoyable for me? It isn't. This is gray, Horatio. Are all the different colors like different ranks? Oh, yo, I'm running over my cord here. I feel like all the different Horatio colors are like different rankings of Horatio, but maybe I'm wrong. I feel like gray is the worst. I look at him. You wouldn't happen to have something to make this taste a little better? Anything? He considers this for a moment, then he snatches a little spice shaker from the counter and hands it to me. You can always sprinkle this on top. I pour a little of what turns out to be a pungent red powder on my food. I stop, look at my bowl, and then add a little more. And a little more still. I hope it's not gonna be... I hope it's not gonna be spicy. Is brown the worst? So dust is usually inert in small quantities and can be used as currency, as seen in Endless Legend. But even then, it can be awakened to perform minor magics, integrate into people, enhance them, or can be large-scale programmed, as is done for the Industrial Victory in Endless Legend. Interesting. I love this universe. This is so cool, guys. Soon my bowl is covered in a thin layer of red. The lunch person looks bemused. That should be enough, buddy. Okay, thanks. I hand back the spice shaker and go find a seat. Let's find some friends. Yeah? You guys think we should find friends? I think we should find friends. What's the difference between dust and spice? Good question. Good question, Glenn. Spice is not from the Endless Universe. People were saying that was from Dune, I think. Let's go find some friends. Encouraged by what could very possibly be my first conversation, I look to find a seat with other people. I find a table with an empty spot. When I put my tray down, the conversation goes quiet and faces turn towards me. One of them pipes up. Well, if it isn't the late Tim F21. I realize my mistake, pick up my tray, and go sit on my own. No! We've already messed up, dang it. I'll find no camaraderie from my classmates, now that I have been made the class dunce. I dip my spork into the bowl and give the new improved formula a taste. It's actually pretty good. There's a rich taste of, well, something or other, and it just unexpectedly warms up and explodes with flavor. I look up from my bowl, full of gratitude for the Horatio lunch person. I smile at him and give him a thumbs up. He nods at me and cocks an eyebrow. I shove big spoonfuls of the delicious slop into my face, barely chewing on it, and then the spice hits me. My tongue suddenly becomes very, very hot. It takes me a moment to realize what's happening. By the time I do, my mouth is fully engulfed in what feels like fire. I'm doing my best to choke on my food quietly, fighting back tears. The Horatio behind the counter is laughing heartily. He did it on purpose. Spice melange enhances awareness, improves lifespan, grants prescience. Dust can perform mechanical, genetic, and computational tasks, but both hold similar places in their universes. Interesting. I'm glad I have smart people like you guys in the stream. Should we ignore him or give him a mean look? I don't think we want to be mean back. Let's just ignore him. We got the spices. It's fine. It's not too difficult as my eyes are blurry with tears because we're trying to ignore him. I put my tray in the return area and leave the mess hall with all the dignity I can muster. That was a hard day for us. I wander back to my room. I can feel a trail of fire down my throat and into my stomach. I wash my face at the sink and slowly regain some composure. The schedule on my holopad switches from lunch to extracurriculars. A little pop-up menu indicates that I'm having imperial maintenance in the kitchen. I'm not sure what this is about, but I know I don't want to be late for it or to anything ever again. I trot out of my room. I get to the mess hall minutes later. Running was not a good idea. My stomach is vehemently protesting as I look around for, well, I'm guessing the rest of the class? The other students assigned here? I'm not sure how things work. The place is now entirely deserted, which feels strange. Nobody but me. I'm about to walk out and look for a holopad to check my schedule when I hear a call. Ha! They assigned you? What a coincidence! I turn around. It's the lunch person who tricked me. He's waving me over from behind the counter. Come over here. Imperial maintenance, huh? You must have imperially pissed somebody off. I get around the counter and into the kitchen. This place is a mess. Gross. All the slot machines. I stand in front of him, my face a carefully composed mask. The fact that my food is still churning in my stomach doesn't help me. I feel queasy. Oh, come on, don't be like that. It was just a harmless prank. I couldn't know you were already on someone's shit list. I look at him frowning. Something's not right in my belly. It feels like it's trying to crawl back up. Oh, you probably didn't know. Well, Imperial maintenance is basically the janitorial duties are all yours. Nobody wants to push a mop for a living, so it's dished out as a punishment. Looks like you and me are on cleaning duty today. I'm about to speak up when a sudden urge to retch overpowers me. I vomit on the floor. And this is where you'll start. Just a prank, bruh. Get out of here. Get out of here. Pranks aren't funny. I don't think pranks that hurt people are funny. If you can have a purely harmless prank by some way, then I guess it's okay. But I think pranks that are about, like hurting people or like anything that like, even if it's just emotionally hurting somebody, I don't like pranks. Hurting people is not cool. I hate the feeling, but I have to say I'm immediately relieved. Red fire grass will do that to you when you put too much. I did kind of set you up for it. Sorry? He hands me a dishcloth, which I wipe my mouth with. I'm Darien F-19, by the way. Second level initiate Megres Darien F-19. Tim, first level initiate Megres Tim F-21. His hand is still open, extended towards me. He is looking intently at me. Let's shake his hand, yeah? I place my hand in his and squeeze, feeling like it's the appropriate thing to do after introductions. He looks taken aback. His hand is warm and limp in my clammy fingers. Oh, that sentence is gross. I was right about the mopping. Yeah, you were, LK. The experience is deeply uncomfortable. Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure what I was trying to do here. We let go. Awkward. I grab a mop and a bucket and set about cleaning my mess. Darren F-19 surreptitiously snatches the dishcloth from the countertop I've left it on. He does his best to look like he's cleaning, but after a couple of glances at him, it is clear that he's just puttering about. From time to time, he looks back at how I'm getting on. Once I'm more or less done, he turns to me. Yep, I think we're pretty much done here. What do you think? What do you mean? Well, I don't know about you, but I've got places to be. Better things to do than just pushing a mop around. We could just call this a day and go about our lives. How does that sound? This is a terrible employee. At least the sentence didn't have the word moist in it. Yeah, that would have made it worse, I think. Won't we get caught? I'm not exactly popular right now. He laughs. Having had this laugh directed at me just a minute ago, I'm not sure how to take it. Right, you're on the shit list. Let me show you how things work around here. He walks up to a wall-mounted holopad and starts typing around, flicking windows open until he finds what he's looking for. Ah, there, see? Imperial Maintenance Kitchen, our names. That's basically the low-level schedule. Well, if you put your hand on the biometric scanner here and then click on Edit, you can just remove us from this. Extracurricular, my smooth ass. I have to admit that I'm impressed. And that really works? I gotta tell you something you may not have realized yet. The security features are here to protect the Empire from its indesirables. They're not exactly geared to protect it from insiders who might have different inclinations. He turns to me. So what do you say? Are we done here? I consider my options. Oh, what are we gonna do? Say hello to teenage delinquent Horatio. We're kind of a bad boy at this point. It's way too risky. I need to prove I can do this right. Or yes, we're done here. Do we side with the cool or try and get on the gray Horatio side by being cool and being like, yeah, we're done here? Or do we try and do our best to be like a goody two-shoes and do this right? It's way too risky. Feels like we're just afraid of being caught. Done and done. Does that mean we are desirable? Maybe. I mean, I think we gotta try and be cool. We gotta try and be cool with the other Horatio. You know what? Oh, we just unlocked an achievement called Rebel Without a Cause. I love that. I'm not sure what I'm supposed to be learning here, but you said it. I'm not gonna stay here and push a mop around. Right on! He presses a few buttons on the hollow pad and a moment later turns back to me. Our work here is done. Let's go. He moves to leave and I follow. I notice he's still carrying the dishcloth with him, which I do find pretty gross. This should buy us a couple of hours. Nobody will check in on us because... He leans in conspirationally. They all think they've got better things to do, too. Everybody's a slack off. More like without a clue, yeah. We exit the same way we came in, through the mess hall. Darian is walking a couple of steps ahead of me, and seeing as I personally don't have any destination in mind, I'm tagging along. He notices, stops, and turns around. Listen, friend, I've got places to go, people to be. Let's keep this casual, shall we? Oh, yeah, no, we're cool, buddy. We're not friends, I was just hanging out. By the time I've processed that I was being dismissed, he has rounded the corner off the hallway and disappeared. Let's not be clingy and go explore. That sounds like a good idea. I decide that, well, if he's got things to do, I'll just have to find my own fun. I start walking in another direction, aimlessly for sure, as I have no idea where most of these hallways lead. Nonetheless, I try and maintain the arrogant outward attitude of every me. After a few minutes of aimless wandering, my steps take me back to the concourse. It's almost empty compared to the first time I saw it. Still, the murmurs of distant conversation, the echoing footsteps, the light filtering from outside, all of it contributes to giving the place an air of reverence. I try not to gawk as I walk around. The freely growing trees, the fountains, and the water pieces are with running water. All of this contributes to paint a picture of an empire built on a boundless pride. We are, I'm pretty sure of, one small mistake away from a tragic accident here if the glass ceiling were to shatter. Dang, yeah, that's crazy. Boundless arrogance or endless optimism. Probably a little bit of both. I hear footsteps rapidly approaching and startle as if I was caught doing something illegal. Thought crimes! Thankfully, nobody can hear what's going on in my head. Can they? I look discreetly over my shoulder and recognize Extras B12, the Master Sergeant guy. He's in an agitated conversation with, I think it was Turgus, FO7, the lab tech. I hear some of their exchange as they get closer. What do you mean you don't know where he is? I am his instructor, same as you. I'm not here to track brothers at your convenience. If you, of all his siblings, hadn't kept on piling sanctions on him to build character, he might have been more assiduous in his attendance. Extras B12 comes to an abrupt stop, a couple of meters away from me, and turns to face Turgus, FO7, practically shouting in his face. This is important! Well, I'm sorry, I can't help you. Not only is this not my expertise, but I've got prior engagements with myself. I don't get it. It's blowing ships up and showing Eternus PO2 your worth. He was lucky to be selected for fleet maneuvers in the first place. Who wouldn't jump at that chance? Looks like he wouldn't. Extras B12 stomps off down the hallway. Turgus FO7 turns around and in a dignified, rigid posture, he mutters in the general direction of the Master Sergeant. I'm almost late for my picnic now. Now where's the greenhouse? Ah, this way. So, they're all so, like, interested in themselves. I love it. He walks away at a leisurely pace. Fleet maneuvers? That sounds like an advanced class. It could be a way to blow things up, take the pressure off, or a way to try and fit in, show what I'm worth. On the other hand, a picnic. What do I want to do? Fleet maneuvers, right? I don't know, guys. What do you think we should do? Let's blow things up and have some fun. I need to show what I'm made of. Fleet maneuvers it is. A picnic sounds fun. Or greenhouse. I gotta see that. Ships or greenhouse? What'll it be, guys? I'm thinking that I want to blow stuff up. I'm not sure if that's gonna be an option. Since this is just text-based, I have to imagine that we're not actually gonna be able to do that, but fleet maneuvers, all right. Let's prove ourselves. I can't possibly miss an opportunity like that. I take off in the direction the Master Sergeant went. I catch up with him. Hey, Master Sergeant Extras B12. Sir, I couldn't help but overhear that you're short on personnel. I want in. Ah, Tim, right? It's true that we are me short. One of the cadets scheduled to take part in the advanced class has missed the last exercise and is nowhere to be found. If you want to replace him, simply do as you're told in all circumstances. How familiar are you with the MK-43 armament systems and their controls? Just a little, maybe? Should we lie and say just a little? I'm gonna say... I'm gonna say just a little. Takes a wild guess which cadet is missing. Oh, we're talking about the one that they threw in the recycling chute? Is that who's missing? Just a little. Of course, your imprinting only covers models as far as the MK-41, right? I remember having to learn about that stuff too. Well, it's nothing revolutionary compared to what you're familiar with. You'll figure it out. He starts walking again, and I follow. Hope we can fake it till we make it. Before long, we get us to a small door leading to the command deck of a battleship. Extras B12 notices my gaping in awe and chuckles. Impressive, huh? Yes, I suppose you wouldn't have seen a hollow room before. The technology is pretty new. This one here reproduces all manner of spaceship decks for training purposes. It was commissioned roughly a decade ago, after the Invictus Fleet incident. Live exercises were deemed too costly by the administration. Gosh dang. What were they doing before? Using actual ships and like blowing each other up just for like practice? They're like, let's use some lower Horatios. Oh, it's dishcloth guy. Really? Oh, okay. Officially, this is Hollow Training Room 15 for the deckside fleet maneuvers, but we've taken to calling it simply by the Battle Bridge. Let's get in. Your classmates are already here. Battle Bridge. Got it. He steps inside, ducking a little to get through the door. A regular-sized frame with a couple of crisscrossing hollow lines tracing the shapes of a hatch. It appears wholly unnecessary, but I'm guessing it's a habit from having served on real ships. We're just gonna walk through it like a normal door. Oh, dang, my head bumps against one of the hollow lines. Pretty hard. Ouch. Extras B12 glances back at me, but does not comment. Master Eternus PO2 steps out from behind a huge console. Well, Horatio is unimaginably rich. That's true. That's true. That's a good point. Look what the star tide washed in. Timn, what brings you here? I open my mouth to answer, but the Master Sergeant cuts me short. Grand Headmaster, the cadet offered to replace Darien. It was Darien, look at that. Who is nowhere to be found and hasn't answered any summons. What a disappointment. Yet you believe this one will prove as talented with weapon systems, but more assiduous? Extras looks at me before turning back to face Eternus. I have full confidence in any brother from the Megres batch, excuse me. It sure beats having to man that station myself anyway. Not the resounding endorsement I was hoping for, but it'll do. Make sure he does not do anything stupid. Uh-oh. The Master Sergeant directs me towards a gigantic battle station with a wide seat and a whole array of panels, commands, and knobs. This is your station. Please be seated. The new headrest feels nice, huh? MK-43 series has moved controls around a bit, so the weapon systems have shifted somewhat. Point defense guns are now on your left, with laser and beam triggers in the middle. Missiles have been simplified compared to what you know, so it's really is point and shoot now, with a stick controller. What's this panel? This is boarding pod controls. They're not part of the doctrine right now, so you won't need to use them. Too much retinence among the crew to endanger one's face in close quarters battle. They don't want to fight up close. Making all the great first impressions. I know, we're doing a fantastic job. The last 2 months of his head is any indication, yeah. Are we gonna have a line in our head where we hit the door? They're not even manned. Got it. Any questions? I have a bunch. I have a bunch of questions. Too bad, it's time to start. You'll pick it up. He straightens up and turns toward a Terranus. We're ready to start, sir. Excellent. Load simulation Kobayashi Sofon. Extras gives the Terranus a sidelong look. Are you sure they're ready, sir? You heard me. Let's get started. Sit rep. Voices rise from across the room. Communications ready. Damage control ready. Engineering ready. Fleet command ready. Navigation ready. Scan view ready. Security ready. Strike wing ready. All around me are familiar faces. Intent gazes. Focus faces. They all seem to know what they're doing. I see what you did there. I see what they did. They all seem to know what they're doing. I put on my most convincing game face and grab the controls. Weapon system is ready. I'm not sure how long this has been going on, but what I know is that it hasn't been going well. Our fleet's objective is to intercept and destroy an exploration vessel sent by the Sofon Republic. The objective would be straightforward enough if that vessel weren't followed closely by what feels like the Republic's entire fleet. Most of our own fleet has been disabled or destroyed by what feels like an altogether preposterous amount of firepower. Most of our systems are down and our strike craft is in complete disarray. My missiles are all but gone, and the energy weapons cannot accumulate enough power for a shot. To put it mildly, we're in trouble. As the instructor now responsible for cadet military training, Extras is visibly under a lot of stress. He is nonetheless trying his hardest to make us fulfill the objectives of the mission. Fleet Command, launch a pincer maneuver. Impossible, sir. Our last Marcio frigate was disabled by their last hit. That's the whole fleet gone. I'm out. The cadet station turns dark, joining Strike Wing and Engineering. Sir, our sensors have picked up the activation of a cloaking device on the enemy scout. We've lost our firing position. Firing solution, my smooth ass, cadet. Our tubes are empty, our guns are cold. This is a firing problem we're having? He shoots me a grim look. I've been a little trigger happy with the missiles, sure. I hit my targets and I can't be faulted for shooting at the opposition. I'm pretty sure I'm the only reason we're still afloat. The lights flicker and a low rumble shakes the room. Another direct hit, sir! The shields are down! Damage control goes dark too. I think Master Sergeant is about to call it, when I have an idea. An idea so crazy it just might work. I like that. I've been thinking about it for, well, maybe all of 30 seconds, but I think there's a chance. I switch on the internal communicator. Weapon systems to security. Get your Marines onto the boarding pod. Stat! What? There's no time to explain. Send every me who can hold a rifle, now! Roger that! I hear the cadet relay the order and watch on my console as the boarding pods start coming online and filling up. Weapon systems to navigation. Plot a course that will allow direct firing of the pods at the enemy flagship. Why are you doing that? They're not the target. We're not trying to capture the ship. What are we trying to do? Let's be a little sassy. Do as you're told. Extra backs me up. Follow his lead. I'm sure you know what. I sure hope you know what you're doing. Look at me, I'm the captain now. Bearing 335 weapons systems. Your firing solution is coming up. I look at my console. I have 6 boarding pods full of Marines, too precious to be willing to carry a gun in normal circumstances, but I'm about to fire them straight at the enemy carrier. I smash the launch button and the boarding pods blast off to the side of the ship. I open a line to the Marines inside. Listen up, brothers. It's my understanding that the troops aboard this Sofon flagship are tiny nerds that are a full 2 heads shorter than you. They cannot reach the face of even the hunchbacks among your lot. So don't worry about getting them scratched. Heads up high. May his force be with you. Oh my gosh. The writing in this is hilarious. May his force be with you. Aye, aye, Captain. I watch anxiously as the pods reach the point defense line of the enemy carrier. A pod explodes into shower sparks, then another. But 4 of them get through and smash into the hull. I hear combat chatter on the comms. Marines, head to the bridge. This is no time for caution. Give it all you got. Give it a go. I listen anxiously for sounds of progression. The cries of dying Marines and wounded Zenugli... I can't say this word. Zenuglis? Subside. Weapon systems, this is Marine Leader. We have seized the bridge of the enemy flagship and have disabled the doors. Oh my gosh. We have controlled the ship, for now. Get a hold of their sensors. Can you locate the cloaked scout on it? It should be clear as day to their own fleet. Aye, aye, yes, we have it on our starboard. It's attempting to escape. Get a lock on it and activate all the weapon systems you can find. We're not trained to use Sovon ships, sir. Then figure it out. I've suddenly become a badass, guys. I cut the line and watch the screen above my head with mounting anxiety. After a moment, a single missile leaves the Sofon torpedo bay and cruises towards empty space. An intense explosion follows. Gosh dang. We did it, sir! The lights have turned back on and all the stations are lit up again. Exris has a confused smile on his face. We did it! We did it! It takes me a few seconds to remember where I am. This was just an exercise. I'm drenched in sweat nonetheless. Have any of you guys actually ever done a simulation where you're that invested in it that you like have physical responses? I feel like this is kind of what like VR is like a little bit, where you know you get so into the game that you actually have these responses. I actually, during my first year of college, I was in the Air Force, the United States Air Force ROTC program, and I actually got the opportunity to go to an Air Force base and practice in one of their F-16 flight simulators, and it was so cool. It was like this big screen, and you're in a cockpit, but it's like on the ground. It was super cool, but I really love VR and like the idea of having more like immersive experiences. I really hope we get to see some endless VR games maybe someday. That'd be pretty cool. I think the concept behind the word Xenuglis is that the enemy aliens are usually referred to as Xenos, but Horatios care more about the fact that they are imperfect or ugly, therefore Xenuglis. Ah, I get it. Note, as a Koyobashi scenario is supposed to be impossible. Kirk won his only because he had hacked the computer. Oh. Freaking cheating for the win. I feel like it also reminds me of Ender's Game. Have any of you guys read Ender's Game? And if so, do you like the game? The book? Do any of you like the book? I really, really liked Ender's Game. I actually read the other one as well, Speaker for the Dead. But yeah, it reminds me of the Ender's Game thing where he like sacrifices some like ships or whatever to win a battle. And it's very much a love the book, hate the movie. Ain't that just the way, LK, though? Ain't that just the way? Extras comes to my station, beaming. Congratulations, Tim! You beat the Koyobashi Sofon. He leans forward and adds more quietly. In all my years, I've never seen a cadet crew able to defeat it. It was conceived as a no-win scenario to test our brother's mettle in the face of certain death, or worse, possible disfigurement. That's a Hermione statement right there. We could get killed, or even worse, expelled. He straightens up and concludes. I am very impressed. Eternus PO2 appears, seemingly out of thin air. Ah, yes, this was unorthodox, but efficient. Good work. We might make a cadet out of you yet. Anything to serve his empire, sir. I'm smiling from ear to ear, flushed with pride. As I get up from my station, pretend shrugging the compliments away, I notice that my comrades in arms aren't sharing the ambient glee. I'm guessing that single-handedly pulling off a victory from the jaws of defeat doesn't look too good in a dog-eat-dog world. Yeah, Ginger Ninja. Ender's Game was brilliant. Such a great book. We filter out of the battle bridge, and I saunter back home, exhausted, but all in all, pretty happy with my day. Hey, we got an achievement. Koyobashi Sofon. I've never been happier to see my bed. I dive face first into it and instantly fall asleep. Over the next few days, I settle into a routine marked by classes, mundane and strange alike. As much as possible, I try to fit in with other cadets, or I do my own thing. I kind of like the idea of doing our own thing. They obviously aren't like trying to like peg me for not being like a fully fledged Horatio. I think we're fine to do our own thing. Yeah, let's do it. I do attend the classes and the extracurricular activities, up to a point. I try to keep a low profile and make sure no one notices me. For that, I use the trick Darian F19 showed me with the holoscreen. It works, I think. Nonetheless, it's deeply stressful, or it's not an uncomfortable life. It's not an uncomfortable life, or it's deeply stressful. I feel like it would be stressful, but maybe he's having a good time. Sort of comfy? Sort of comfy. All things considered, while I am far from being a master of my fate, I have found a relatively easy-to-live routine. Master Sergeant Extras and the instructor clone I've learned was called Third-Rate Chamberlain Megrez Tergus. Join Master Eternus to lead specific classes. From our accelerated program, our primary purpose becomes increasingly clear. We need to pass the inspection ceremony from Horatio Prime with flying colors, and at any cost. Learning how to actually perform at this Isanders Academy, well, maybe later. Isn't that just the way? Seriously, that's like what I feel like a lot of classes in college is about. Just learning how to pass a test. I love learning, but I kind of hate school. We learned that a big rehearsal is planned for the end of the week. My classmates seem excited. Personally, nothing scares me more than this. I'm thrilled. I don't care either way. How do we feel? Turns out that a DNA scanner is not a good security in the world of clones. Yeah, seriously. Everybody can pass it. Hey, Rogan, how you doing? Horatio's doing well. We named our Horatio Timn. We don't care? Yeah, we're a cool cucumber. Heck yeah. At this stage, I'm exhausted with pretending. One way or the other, things will happen to me, and I'll do my best to survive them. And most importantly, remember, don't mess this up. They're very firm on that one. Do not screw this up, cadets. Whatever. Darian's like, whatever. I'm Darian. The ceremony rehearsal is taking place today on the concourse. My classmates and I are arrayed in two lines facing one another. The excitement is palpable for this part, as we are apparently going to perform the Imperial Bass Dance, and a courtly dance that was extremely popular a few centuries ago. This explains why we've had absolutely no dance classes so far. Us newly decanted clones and our instructors alike know the dance very well. Normally. I would say that my memory of it is foggy, but of course I have absolutely no recollection of this dance or anything, ever. The only things I know about dancing in the Horatio Empire are things I learned while browsing on my holoscreen. First, that there are dozens of dances that have come and gone in favor throughout the centuries. Second, that dancing is sometimes seen as a conduit for social advancement, as it is a chance to mingle with the powerful. I don't know. Hey, Silver, how you doing? But yeah, we're doing a real good, Rogan. Just having a wonderful time, getting to know all about the endless universe. Yeah, it's a beautiful day here in Paris. How are things in Canada? Hopefully it's not too cold. It has apparently been used as a plot point in countless stories and dramas, to the point where it is considered a well-worn cliché. This cliché, though, most certainly contains a kernel of truth. We have to be paired up randomly with one another, some of us having the honor of dancing alongside our instructors. I note that Eternus is partnered with Extras. Are you afraid of something, Eternus? My own dance companion is not anyone I've actually ever talked to, barring the disappointed grunt, when our respective names were drawn. I've already forgotten his. Attention, cadets! Everyone on your marks. He presses a couple of keys on his holopad. And music. Great to hear. Things aren't too cold yet. That's good. I have a feeling like they're gonna get cold pretty soon, because today, this morning it was like 50-something degrees outside. It was pretty cold. I actually wore a jacket. Yeah, it'll get down to 52 tonight, which is pretty chilly. Right, for September at least. The dance is not the worst they could have picked. In bass dance, the leading couple performs the moves first, and the other couples replicate. This leaves me a couple of beats to try and process what I'm seeing and mirror their movements. I'm going to need all the help I can get. They start a step forward and a deep bow with an arm extension. I could do that. I nod towards my partner. He grudgingly nods back. Don't be like that, buddy. Don't be like that, buddy. We're in this together. Using Fahrenheit in Europe? What is this? I mean, I get to decide what my watch tells me, so I just do it in Fahrenheit. I haven't fully been assimilated yet. Yeah. No, I used to use a Celsius when I was living in Spain, actually, when I was younger. But I think at this point, I don't really care enough to use Celsius. When I'm talking about the temperature to other people here that like aren't familiar with Fahrenheit, I'll use it, but resistance is futile. I already consider myself pretty Europeanized, if that's a word. A step forward and a deep bow, right? Oh, dang, I already forgot what we're supposed to be doing. A step forward and a deep bow, right? Yeah? I think, oh, I'm gonna mess this up. I put my right foot in front and put my weight on it, and it bends at the waist while looking at my partner's feet. So far, so good. Okay, whoo! Your face as you looked at the options was prizes. I did not remember that. I didn't realize that we were gonna have to, like, repeat it. Tyrannus and extras have straightened back up and are now taking a side step to the left and back without moving the right foot. Then they step back with their left foot and come back, still without moving the right foot. A step to my left, come back, and a step back. Back to square one. A step to the left, come back, and a step back, back to square one. Oh, my left or their left? Are we facing them? Are we facing them, or are we like behind them and they're like at the front of the crowd? I'm imagining it like they were at the front and we were like facing each other, but maybe they're just like at the front of a row of people. My left, right? I'm gonna go with my left. Their left? Oh, I don't know. I don't know, guys. Let's go with my left. I slide my foot to my... Oh, maybe I did it back wrong. I don't know. I slide my foot to the left in a posture that is reminiscent of what I like to call the extras power stance and back. And I step backwards, shift my weight equally among both feet, and come back. I'm slightly off tempo, but I don't think anyone has noticed. The leading couple starts a series of small steps towards one another. After 5, they stop. Then sidestep towards the right, come back, then step backwards, come back again, and take a deep bow with another arm flourish. Okay, let's read this really quick before we move on. Small steps towards one another, 5 small steps, sidestep to the right, come back, step backwards. Oh wait, no, okay, sidestep to the right, come back, step backwards, come back again, and take a deep bow with another arm flourish. It's the most complicated step yet. 5 steps forward, a step to the right, a step back. Oh, we need to step back and step to the right and a bow. Wait, I thought we... Oh, no, okay, it is a step back. Okay, it's the top one. It's the top one, everybody. I take 5 cautious steps forward, focusing on my feet. A step to the right. My foot slides a bit on the polished floor, but I recover gracefully with my own kind of arm flourish. We're fine. I step back just a little too fast, correct my course in a lunge that brings me too close to my dance partner. I take a deep bow and lose balance halfway through, headbutting him right in his own bow and sending us both sprawling on the floor. Oh no! Through no fault of my own! We got an achievement for that. He seems absolutely furious. You moron! Can't you watch where you step? The 2 lines of dancers stop. Every me is staring at us. This is bad. What kind of subpar batch do you come from if you can't even follow along? Look! Music stops too. This is very bad. Did I pick the wrong one? Oh no! Oh, we're gonna be found out. Sanitation brown. Oh no. We're gonna get put in the brown uniform. Extras pushes his way through to us. What happened here, cadets? Explain yourselves. My classmates waste no time in throwing me under the bus. I start yammering something about having slipped on the slick floor when I notice a Tyrannus has joined the circle of onlookers. I decide the best course of action is to be quiet now. Extra summarizes the situation for the headmaster. Seems first level initiate Megrez Timn fell onto the other cadet. A Tyrannus turns to us. Is the base dance too difficult for you initiates? My classmate breathes in to protest, but a gesture from the headmaster stops him in his tracks. Not one more word! He raises his voice to address the crowd. The ceremony rehearsal is cancelled. You can all thank Initiate Timn for this initiative. You can all go back to your quarters now. There are audible gasps and murmurs. Tyrannus turns back to me. Initiate, come with us. He moves to leave, Extras B12 in tow. Oh no. We're going to the tubes, guys. We're just gonna stay silent, I think. I don't think there's anything I can say that would help right now. I get up and follow. A few steps behind the pair, I have a bad feeling about this. We make our way through quiet hallways with neither of them speaking. We reach an area that I've never set foot in. The station is as quiet as always, but in here, under the circumstances, it has a certain oppressive feeling. As we turn a corner, a Tyrannus throws me a sidelong glance that sends shivers down my spine. The headmaster steps in. Okay, here's what I'm going to say. Here's my hypothesis so far. I think that the Horatios that are in charge, or these like higher up Horatios, I feel like it's like, what is that book called? Divergent. I feel like they're divergent ones that like had things wrong with them too, but that like blended in, and then eventually, because of their unique abilities or unique qualities, or the fact that they didn't have the other Horatio like implants, they had to figure out their own way to like be Horatio, and therefore have been more successful than other Horatios that are just the same, recycled clone thinking. I mean, that's a good theory. I don't know if it's true, but maybe we'll find out here. The headmaster steps in through an otherwise unremarkable door. Extras stops and waits for me to enter, and the door closes silently behind him. Despite my precarious situation, I can't help but stare at the opulence of this room. This is everything I've seen in my series, and more. The view is breathtaking. A Tyrannus is looking out the window, his back to us. After a few moments, he turns around and breaks the silence. Initiate Timn. It is bad when a newly decanted clone catches my attention. Do you know why? No, sir. The defining trait every me here have in common is that we value above all else is ambition. We want to get places, gain power. Sometimes, most times, we seize it from the cold dead hands of the brother who held it before us. We want to be seen in a prime light, and to operate in the shadows whenever we need to do more unsightly actions. The worst that could happen for somebody else to catch us in a situation of weakness. Unfortunately for me, my ability to produce an awe-inspiring batch of cadets that can pass muster is currently in jeopardy. Your antics today have left me in a precarious position. One of my cadets not meeting our standards would be a delay in our esteemed Emperor's plans, a delay I would be responsible for. It might be a lot easier for me to just get rid of you and pretend you were never here in the first place. We are, however, as you no doubt will have noticed, rather severely short-staffed aboard the station. I was loath to reveal the extent of the situation to the idiots overseeing the cloning facilities in the system for reasons you can imagine. Therefore, until we have discreetly replenished our complement of station personnel, I would rather not have to get rid of anyone, whether they happen to displease me or not. I have two options when it comes to what will happen to you. The first one is easiest. Assign you on a special mission and send you to investigate the disappearance of our patrol. With some luck, you might never come back. Damn. And if you do, we will have learned valuable information. In any case, you are out of the way. The second option exists only because we have invested time and resources in you, and there's a tiny chance you might turn out all right, given the proper training. A second chance, if you will, to prove that you can perform like any of your brothers. At the same time, I would hate to extend this offer to you if you were not ready to step up. Do you understand? In your defense, I must say your decisions in the Hollow training room allowed the cadet crew to fulfill the parameters of the mission, even if the decisions went against the current doctrine. Initiative is generally frowned upon, but in your case, it might prove a saving grace. Extras here is particularly keen on keeping you on for some reason. The choice ultimately is yours. Are you ready to put in the effort, or is this all proving too much for you? I am amazed I managed to not say anything snarky or otherwise during this entire monologue. I'll do my best to be worthy, sir. I'll even train harder. Special mission it is, then. I'm tired of the song and dance. Or what would you recommend? Yeah. What would you recommend? Apart from your absolute lack of rhythm, it seems you're putting in the effort. With our guidance, we could do something with you yet. Oh, okay. Well, that was a non-option. Brought me back to the other two options. I guess we'll do our best. I'll do my best to be worthy, sir. I'll train even harder. That is what I was hoping to hear. And who knows, you might even succeed. We got another achievement called Beauty is Truth. Turkish will show you to your new quarters now. I get new bedroom? Yo-ho! While we are here, I will also like to congratulate you on your promotion. Junior Probation Assistant Petty Officer Megrez Timn. It does a nice ring to it, doesn't it? The door behind us hisses and opens as Turgis comes in. Grand Headmaster, take our esteemed Tim to his new quarters in the officers' wing. What happened to us? What? Put him on the accelerated version of our accelerated program. You heard me. Very well, sir. If you follow me. So, we got... I don't get it. We got put in an accelerated track for some reason? An officer, huh? I've heard about your prowess on the battle bridge. Good for you, Timn. Should we do him dirty? Should we do him dirty and be like, it's Junior Probational Assistant Petty Officer Megrez Tim NAF21 now, remember it. Or should we just say thanks? I feel like being weak to the other Horatios isn't getting us anywhere, so maybe we should be a jerk to him. I don't know. It feels wrong, though. It feels wrong to be that mean. Jerky? You think we should be jerky, LK? Oh, I don't know. Well, I feel like we gotta get some respect. We need to get some respect back first. Ah, well, take it easy, Junior Probational Assistant Petty Officer Megrez Timn. You haven't arrived just yet. He's so upset. That title had so many "you're not actually a real officer yet" qualifiers. Yeah, it's the title we got, and we're sticking to it. Is this the one where you date yourself? I think so. Maybe it might. We might get to. I'm not super far into it right now. We're almost about at 2 hours in. So let's keep on going. Although I would like to, with 5 minutes to spare on the stream, in about 7 minutes, I do want you guys to remind me that the stream is almost over, so that we can talk about next Wild Wednesday. All right, because we got some decisions to make. We are silent the rest of the way. We pass through the concourse, then dive into a hallway similar to the one we just left. It seems like I'm going to live in the nice part of the station. This is a definite improvement. Eventually, Turgis stops in front of a door and turns to me. He speaks up in a studied monotone. Section A9, hallway 14, door 23. This is your new home. He pushes the door open and gestures at the inside. After you. Ooh, fancy! Let's go. I step into my room. Turns out my room is a suite, and it looks amazing. Just like me, because I'm Horatio. The bed is bigger. There seems to be an actual bathroom, a sitting area, some nice shelves, and a desk. It looks like the place somebody might live. Actually, it looks like the place somebody lives in already. It is now painfully obvious that this space was occupied by someone, probably not long ago. The bed is undone, for once. There's a uniform on the shower mat. There's a book on the nightstand, its spine cracked from being opened upside down. And of course, there are photos. I take a closer look. They show several Horatios in various social settings, sitting around by a fountain on the concourse, having drinks in the mess, or squished closer together to fit in the frame of the picture. Damn, this not quite officer has a bigger room than my real apartment. Seriously though, same. They look happy. Then there's a picture of Horatio in full battle dress, standing at attention with a weapon. Marking us on his chest plate, place him somewhere in the middle ranks, a junior officer. Was he the brother who lives here? Was he a friend? A boyfriend? Difficult to say what the relationships between all these people were when all of them look the same. Whose place is this? It's yours now. Who lived here before me? Before me? Does it matter? Yeah. Give that man the death stare. We stare at each other for a second. He sighs. Okay, these were the quarters of Acting Deputy Probational Officer Megrez Amplitus. Amplitudus. F20. Was that an amplitude reference? What happened to him? He was part of the cadet crew that was on board the training exploration fleet, the one that disappeared recently. We know of no survivors. I point at the photos, he glances at them, then looks back at me. What about the rest of them? To the best of my knowledge, they were part of the crew too. All gone. Any idea what he was like? He looks at his holopad for a second, flicking screens rapidly. Going by the record, he was very gifted and succeeded in all of his endeavors and was on a rising trajectory until this happened. Why do you care? It's not like you're gonna meet him or any of them. Dang, what a jerk. He gestures at nothing in particular. We're having a moment, Turgus. Anyways, this is all yours now. Feel free to do whatever you like with the personal effects of your predecessor. Your first class starts tomorrow morning. I'm sure you'll enjoy them. Good night, Junior Probation Assistant Petty Officer. He leaves the room and shuts the door behind him. I am left standing alone in the room of someone who looked like me. I look at his personal photos scattered here and there. What should I do with all of that? With all that? I like it. I like it. Let's keep him. I think we should keep him, right? I feel like the other Horatios need to, Horatios need to take care of Horatios, right? I feel like this is a kind of a thing in like male culture, men culture. If there's any other guys out there in the chat, you guys kind of know what I'm talking about, where like sometimes guys don't really like support each other because like you're not supposed to be like super emotional as a guy, according to cultural standards or whatever, at least in the United States. I can't really speak for other countries specifically, but being able to like be vulnerable and like support each other, I feel like is a really important thing. So I think we should let Horatio be an example of being sentimental and, honoring the memory of this Amplitudus guy. So let's keep him. I guess I'll keep them around for a bit. It's better than staring at the wall anyways. I sit back on my bed and look at the ceiling. It's been an eventful day. I close my eyes for a second to try and process what happened today. My mouth is dry when I wake up. I step into the bathroom and consider my options briefly before stepping into the shower. The water is at first oddly lukewarm before finally heating up. I let it run over my smooth forehead and over my body for a long, long time. I step out and take a look at the holoscreen and what I guess would be the parlor. I can make out my reflection beyond the haptic overlay. The face of perfection? Or I look tired. I think we're tired at this point. We've been going hard for weeks. There are pockets under my eyes, which I'm pretty sure were not there yesterday. I sigh heavily before opening up today's schedule. We got breakfast, advanced classes, guns, okay. Startup imperialism and startup imperialism, nice. Is that all? I tap the screen a couple of times, trying to refresh the display. That seems odd. I head out to the mess hall. I figure it out on the way. I get in line and grab my tray. Oh, I know who I'll ask. He's right here. There, working the lunch counter as usual. Hey, Darian, can I ask you a question? He pours a healthy serving of slop into a bowl and passes it to the brother before me before answering. I heard congratulations were in order after your little stunt yesterday. He looks me in the eye. Sure, what's on your mind? So this morning after breakfast, it looks like I've got 2 classes, but they seem to be scheduled at the same time. He considers this for a minute. The Horatios in line start muttering, but he pays them no heed. Unless someone actively tampered with the system, it's not supposed to double book you for classes. I don't suppose you'd have done anything to piss anybody off. This makes me frown. Have I made enemies here? The grumblings from the brothers in line get louder. They'll wait. Let's get some leads. Do you have anyone in mind? Well, there is this guy whose dancing you ruined. There's this guy in the lab. I hear you punched him. Slapped him, actually. There's all these guys you outshone during the lame military exercise, and then there's the people who might object to your sudden rising star. Really, the question is there anyone who wouldn't want to hurt you? For the classes, looks like you'll have to make a choice which one you want to go to. He hands me a bowl of slop. Would you like something to spice this up? I shoot him a death glare, grab my bowl, and go. I eat in silence, considering my options. Guns sounds like something Exorus would teach. Startup imperialism sounds like an Eternus type of thing. Which class do I want to attend? Which class should we attend, guys? I'm thinking guns. 5 minutes to the top of the hour. All right. We will make this decision, and then we will hop back over there. I mean, you're on the accelerated version of the accelerated program, so the double booking is sort of expected. Yeah, I mean, like, how do you... We need a time turner. We need to be like Hermione from Harry Potter and bring a time turner so that we can just go back in time and take the other class. Do we have any suggestions in chat? Should we do guns or imperialism? I'm thinking if nobody says anything in the next 5 seconds, I'm picking guns. Okay, me and LK are on the same. We're on the same page. We'll go with guns. All right. How do I save this game? Save on an empty slot. Nice. Okay, cool. That is what we'd like to see. All right. Can we quit to the main menu? Yes. Okay. The American decision, heck yeah. Guns from America. If there was only... If there was a clone of you, so you could attend both. Yeah, if only there was a clone. You're right, Style Crime. And welcome to the stream. Thank you for being here. Did I make Humankind? I did not make Humankind personally, no. But I am the social media and streaming specialist here at Amplitude Studios, the studio responsible for Humankind. Fist Unity. So good having you here in the chat. Yeah. So we actually have tomorrow at 6 p.m. So today's stream Wild Wednesdays, we start at 4 p.m. and then our Humankind streams on Thursdays start at 6 p.m. So if you'd like to come and catch a Humankind stream, we have those on Thursdays. And then for next week, we need to talk about what we're going to do for Wild Wednesdays, because I was thinking about it, and it might be nice to either continue our Dungeon of the Endless run that we had going from last week, or we could continue playing Love Thyself. I know that these games might take several playthroughs to actually get through a round, so I'm more than happy to continue on next week with one of them, or we could just keep on mixing it up and just try out something else, because we don't have to finish these games necessarily. It could just be to get to see them and play them a little bit on stream. So if you guys would like to suggest something for next week, or any of those options that I proposed, feel free to put something in the chat right now. We have a couple minutes left in the stream, and then we'll decide what we're going to do for next week. So how did you like the game, Jordan? Those guys at Amplitude Studios make quite good games, don't they? I really liked it. It was very engaging and very fun. And honestly, during that battle sequence, I felt myself getting into it, you know? So it's pretty fun. I didn't want to go too crazy with the voices. I like doing voices when I stream. So, but I don't want to be too crazy for our streams, so. Hey, thank you, Dark Arrow. Yeah, if any of you guys would like to connect with me on Twitter, I am pretty active over there, and I like communicating and connecting with you guys, the community, because honestly, you guys are the best part about streaming here. You guys are our lifeblood here at Amplitude Studios, and I would love to get to know you guys in the community. It's fantastic having such passionate and interesting people here. So thank you guys so much for being here, and thank you guys for always making me feel welcome. I know I'm pretty new here, so it's always amazing when you guys come to the streams and you guys ask me questions and things like that. It's awesome. Yeah, go for it. Ask me whatever you want. They're clones. How different can they sound? Well, it is Wild Wednesday. That's true. Oh, so we got a subpar experience then. Thanks a lot. No, it's just I don't know. So for those of you that don't know, I've been streaming for about 1.5 years on my own personal channel. And so I have a lot of experience with streaming, and one of the things that I love to do on my streams was do voices for things and like accents and whatnot. But I know that type of thing can be a little bit, I don't know, maybe not something that people want. So I'm just gonna keep it nice and chill here on our streams. I don't want to offend anybody, so. It's possible for you to kind of talk about some of the negative reviews on Steam about Humankind. I'd like to hear some kind of response to those comments and maybe to your own knowledge about the game. I don't have time to do that right now, Fist, but I know over on Games Together, which if any of you guys aren't already on Games Together, definitely make an account over there. Participate on the forums. There's a lot of discussions going on, and there's often even votes about what new content we'll be adding into the game later. So definitely, if you guys haven't, make an account on there, because you guys can be more part of the conversation about the games that we develop. So it's a very cool opportunity, and yeah. But if you come to tomorrow's stream on Humankind, we might have some time to maybe chat a little bit more about that. But it is 6 o'clock today, and so I should be signing off. But it's been fantastic being able to talk with you guys, and I think we had a very successful Wild Wednesday, so thank you guys so much for being here. For next week, since I didn't see any super specific suggestions in the chat, I'm just gonna pick another Sega game from the library, and I will update it on the schedule. So if you guys keep an eye on our schedule on Twitch, I will have those in the schedule for Wednesday for next week. Or if you come to the stream tomorrow and I've decided by then I'll let you know then. But anyways, thank you guys so much. I hope you guys each have a fantastic rest of your day, and we will see you later. Hope to see you guys tomorrow for our Humankind stream on Thursday, 6 p.m. Have a fantastic day, guys. Catch you later.